Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. How are you? How are you? Happy Sunday. I'm not going to be here long. I was like, you know what? The new issue of Anointed Author magazine came, and I was like, you know what? Let's go live and share it with the world. I'm going to open it. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I can actually tag people in this. I'm gonna see if I can tag people in it. So I want to share with you the reveal. Hi, Mercy. Mercy. I knew it was you. I knew it was you. I did. I promise. I knew it. I knew it. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I can tag people in this because I don't know if I can. Let me just see. So let's see if I can tag some of the folks that are actually. I don't think so. I don't know if I can or not. All right. I've never done this when I've been on StreamYard. So, you know what? Let's do it like this. We'll tag them in the comments. That's what we shall do. That is what we shall do. Listen, happy Sunday to everybody. It has been just an incredible day. Yes, it's been a great day. A great day. Let me see. I think, yeah. It's different when you go live from your phone. It's easy to just tag folk. It's easy to go ahead and tag them on in here. But anyway, so I'm not going to be here long. I just wanted to share with you all. Hi, Linnea, how are you? I just wanted to share with you all the magazine reveal. You know what? Let's go live on Instagram. Now, I never really go live from in my office area, but I said, you know what? Let's just go ahead and just hang out. Hi, Marcia, Minister Marcia. Hi, Tanya. How are you? Listen, I'm excited, y'all. I'm so hyped. Y'all know, and it's amazing because you know the Lord will always kind of give you a message in the middle of everything. Hi, Miss Vera. How are you? Hi, everybody. This is just the magazine reveal. It's just the second one. And I just wanted to come on and chat with y'all. I wanted to show you guys the second issue of the magazine because it finally came for me. Everybody else has been getting it. They've been sending me messages and telling me how beautiful it is. And I can't wait. I can't wait to open it up. But I also wanted to talk to you because those that are featured in the magazine, I'm going to be live with them over the next 2 weeks. And so I just wanted to connect with you. Listen, if you guys are interested in being featured in the magazine right now, just go ahead and inbox me and we'll be able to do that. So I'm excited. I am featuring my cousin in the Lord. Oh, I'm featuring my cousin in the Lord. I'll throw that on the floor. LaQuisha Hall, y'all. So we have the same last name because of marriage. Oh, how beautiful is she? I had so much fun designing this issue. This was a lot of fun. And what a beautiful face, right? What a beautiful face. And so I just had so much fun with this. And for those who were even wondering, you know, April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And so LaQuisha and actually Tina, Berthienna, you guys see her by her full name, but I get to affectionately call her Tina Green. They were both victims of dealing with sexual assault. I myself also am a survivor where I was you know, I have dealt with rape, I have dealt with molestation as well. And so April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And so this is the reason why you see the teal. You see the teal on here. Not to mention, it just looks so beautiful against her skin, right? It looks so beautiful. Like, how gorgeous is she? She's just so beautiful. And so LaQuisha actually talks about how she was able to overcome child sexual abuse and how she has now gone on to, she has literally traveled the world and she is breaking the chain. So I called her the chain breaker. She's breaking chains off of people who have been dealing with sexual abuse. And for a long while, I traveled and I spoke about my experience with teen dating violence, which included the sexual assault. I've worked as a domestic violence counselor. I did that for a couple of years as well. And if you guys remember, just a couple of years ago, I released my first documentary She Wins Beyond the Bruises. And so we had Miss Ann Sewell that was in that. We had Robin Sample that was in there, and also Ira Warren. They were all in my documentary. And I love God. And I want y'all to, I hope to just inspire you that the moment that you think that you've found what your thing is, the Lord, number one, he's going to bring up other things, things that you forgot about. And he's also going to shift you. And it's amazing how the Lord will shift you. And so some of you may feel like you're in the middle of a transition. You're wondering, like, man, like, especially those of you that are in entrepreneurship, you might be thinking to yourself, like, man, things are not working out. I don't understand. I don't understand why the clientele is not there. I don't get this. Well, you know what? The Lord very well may have you in a shift, right? And it's amazing that the Lord, when you find yourself in transition, he always pushes you to where you're supposed to be. And so I found myself in that. I have wanted to release a magazine for years. I've tried it several times. And I honestly thought that the magazine that was actually going to come out and really burst onto the scene was going to be the She Wins magazine. So I was really amazed when the Lord just had it impressed upon my heart to do Anointed Author magazine. This has been years in the making. It's literally been years in the making. I've talked about it. I vacillated between what to call it. And finally, I think it was back in February, it was Anointed Author magazine. Listen, it's all about being set apart. It's about being set apart. And so I hope that you all are inspired by my journey. Y'all don't ever look at somebody and be annoyed, because I used to do that. I used to look at people who were kind of like moving along, and honestly, I think a part of me would get jealous, right? I would get kind of jealous sometimes of people that I felt were moving and progressing faster than me. But it really is true when you don't know what people are going through. And so at the moment that we think that people are progressing and they're moving beyond us, sometimes God has them in a transition. And y'all know what? Sometimes being in a transition is not easy, especially when you don't recognize that it's a transition. Huh? Am I the only one? I hope I'm helping somebody tonight, right? Especially when you don't realize that you're in the transition. Now, once you recognize that God is transitioning you and he's shifting you, it's a little bit easier to swallow. But when you're looking at things and you feel like things are drying up, or I was going through a time where I had people that were copying off of my business model, right? So I had people that were trying to take what I do. I had people that were literally going to my clients and trying to snatch away my clients, right? I work full time. I run my own publishing company. Y'all, this is how I take care of my family. And I literally had people that I trusted, that I loved, that I had poured into for years. Come on, this is not a woe is me story, but I'm hoping to connect with somebody that you felt like you were in this situation before. People I've poured into for years, only to find out later that they were literally calling up clients and trying to take away clients. Like, this is how I feed my family. Only for the Lord to say to me, you can afford to release that. He was like, release it. And he said, because I am shifting you. I am shifting you. And so here we are. This is the second issue of Anointed Author magazine. I'm so excited about it. We have, like I said, we have my beautiful, I call her cousin in the Lord. We call each other cousin, and we really are family. Y'all, we're family. We love each other dearly. And so she is gracing the cover, and inside of the magazine, y'all, I'm so proud of this magazine. Like, just beautiful, vivid. Y'all know my whole personality. There's Dawn. I'm so grateful for our sponsors, for our advertisers. It's just a beautiful, 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 beautiful book, y'all. Just a beautiful book. And I'm excited, magazine. And I'm just so excited. Look, there's Tina right there. I'm excited just about what God is doing in this season. So I wanted to chat with you for just a moment and to just tell you just who I'm going to be interviewing and when. So LaQuisha is kicking us off on tomorrow. We're going to be talking about her journey. LaQuisha is not just an author. She travels the world and she teaches biblical illustration. So she teaches you how to illustrate the word, right? She teaches Bible journaling. She has a company called Confident Canvas. And so she teaches art. So for those of you that love art, and it's not just about the painting, Alicia says, love her. It's not just with the painting, but she teaches all different mediums of art, but she does it and she incorporates your faith, and she is incredible. She's incredible. She actually is a teacher. Yo, I'm going to tell you something. I was nervous when I had to design for this beautiful face because she's so artistic. She's an artist. And so when she screamed and was excited about the cover and about the choices that I made, and she was excited about the interior, I was like, okay, I did a good job, because this is her medium. I do the graphic design, but when somebody works in this thing, it was important for me that I wanted to represent her well. And so we're going to be talking to her tomorrow. I'm going to be here live right here on Facebook, on YouTube, and also on Amazon Live. And so I want you guys to get connected. We're going to be talking about her book, Stop the Silence. We're going to be talking all about her ministry, and we're going to talk about her journey with overcoming child sexual abuse and how she has been able to take that literally across the globe. Like, she literally travels across the globe with that. I'm also on Tuesday, I'm going to be speaking with Miss Grase. Ty is going to be here talking to us about her devotional. It's a 12-week devotional. What's his love got to do with this? Somebody say everything. Everything. God's love has everything to do with it. So she's going to be with me on Tuesday. Same place, same time, 6 p.m. And we're going to be talking about her book. We're going to be diving all into it. What inspired her to write it? We're going to be learning all about, just what does his love actually have to do with it? Yes, Miss Vera said everything, like everything. It has everything to do with it. Wednesday, I'm so excited. We have 8-year-old Robert Hearne III. Little Robbie is going to be hanging out with me here in the studio. What an honor. His mom and I, we've known each other since 2008. And so we'll get into that on Wednesday, but he's going to be here with me on Wednesday at 6 p.m. And I was so honored when they came to me and they wanted me to design and publish his book, An Adventure Through the Solar System. Y'all, he's 8 years old. Hi, Mariah. Hi, Robbie. Oh, the baby's here. Hi, baby. Yes. So he, y'all, he sat down. He's definitely, I believe he's going to work for NASA, or he's going to run NASA one day. But his mom came to me and she said, he knows everything about the solar system. And we talk about it. And he sat down and he wrote a book about the solar system. This is no fluff. It's the book that you're going to want to get for your babies. You're going to want to get this for them so that they can fall in love with science as well. And so Robbie's going to be hanging out with me on Wednesday. Y'all, he's 8 years old. 8 years old, one of our little brown boys. I love this. It's so exciting. So he's going to be hanging out with me on this Wednesday. So we'll be here right on Facebook, on YouTube, on Amazon Live as well. And his book is called An Adventure Through the Solar System. I mean, I don't want to show it to you. Okay. And he is cute as a button. He's so cute. He probably is like shaking his head like, oh gosh, Miss Tamika, like, don't be calling me cute, but he is such a cutie pie. So y'all, please make sure that you're showing up for these authors and that you're supporting them along the way. And then on Monday, which is May the 1st, can you believe that we are coming to the end of April? I can't believe it. So on Monday, I'm going to be speaking with Miss Berthienna Green. We're going to be chatting with her. Oh, you know what? Look, this is what we can do. I can do like this. I can show y'all. So again, tomorrow, I will be with LaQuisha Hall. I'm going to be hanging out with LaQuisha. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to have Ty Grase. She's going to be hanging out with me. That's the 25th. And then look at this little cutie patootie. We have Robbie that's going to be here, Robert Hearne III, y'all. He's going to be talking about his book, An Adventure Through the Solar System. I'll be hanging out with him and his mom, and if his dad wants to jump on, if his mom, I don't even know if he calls her mom, but if Miss Carolyn wants to jump on, I'll be hanging out with everybody. But we're going to definitely be talking to Robbie about his book, An Adventure Through the Solar System. I'm going to be hanging out with Miss Berthienna E. Green, Tina Green, on the following Monday on May 1st. She'll be here at 6 p.m. Her book is called I Count the Dark. And Tina's book is a memoir. It's a memoir of her experience dealing with sexual abuse while serving in the military. And it's about that. And it's about her journey for justice, her journey for emotional and mental health and mental wellness. And so she'll be here chatting with me. Now, I have Miss Debbie D. Douglas. She's going to be hanging out with me also on Monday at 7 p.m. Now, Miss Debbie, she wrote the book, Now What? And I'll tell you, she has worked for, she's worked for BET. I'm trying to think of all the other places, but definitely she's worked for BET. She's worked for a lot of the really large television stations that you know of, all these corporations, and she's worked HR. And so she's going to be talking to you about how to navigate a career change and all of those things. So she will be with me on Monday as a bonus round. So she's going to be a bonus interview. And then I also on the following Tuesday, May 2nd, I'm gonna have Pastor Stefon Staunton. He's gonna be here talking about his book, The Heartbeat of Consecration. And he's gonna be talking about the power of prayer, the fact that prayer still works, y'all. Prayer works, that the blood still covers. He's gonna be talking about how to, how to pray, how to get your worship, how to have a stable pulsation. That's the subtitle: a stable pulsation with the God. To have steady worship with God. If anybody's been feeling stagnant, then you're number one, you're going to want to get the book, but you're also going to want to be here to hang out with me. Hi, Pastor Dermond. How are you? So good to just see you here. So good to just have you here. Listen, I also want to just share with you, we have Mr. Leroy Plump Rogers, who I am working on securing the interview with him. I wanted to just talk to you guys about him since we are revealing the interior, or we're revealing the magazine. Mr. Leroy was incarcerated. He's been incarcerated for the last 30 years for a crime that he didn't commit. And so he wrote his book called 4393, From a Ride to His Will. And Mr. Leroy is, again, he's still serving time, and they're still fighting for his freedom. But y'all, since he has been there, he is a servant of the Most High God. And when you speak with him, he is so kind. And I don't know if I could do it. I don't know. But he literally is the definition of the peace that passes all understanding. And he has been able to just sit in that peace. And so I'm working on securing that, because he is currently still there. So I've been working with his publicist on us being able to secure that interview, because right now we're only allowed to be live, and he's all the way in Florida, and I just don't know if I can hop on a plane just yet. But that would be really, really cool if I could do that, so that we can broadcast live. So we are working on that. But listen, y'all, I just wanted to connect with you, and I wanted to show you the second issue of Anointed Author Magazine. Y'all, the first issue, hello, your girl was on there. Your girl was on there, and it was a God Blocked It takeover. And so if you wanted to read all about the authors that were inside of God Blocked It, then you're definitely going to want to get that. But yes, so Anointed Author Magazine, this is the second issue with the chain breaker, Miss LaQuisha Hall, who is going to be hanging out with me tomorrow. Listen, I love y'all. I want y'all to stay connected. I want to encourage you that no matter what it seems like, remember that sometimes you're simply in a shift. Sometimes God is just transitioning you, right? When it feels the hardest, why don't you go to God and say, Lord, am I in the middle of a transition, right? A lot of times we always want to go to God and be like, what test am I going through? What did I do to deserve this, right? Hi, Carlene. We always think that God is testing us. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't find yourself in the middle of a test. And sometimes you're in a test because it's about your perspective and how you're looking at things. But if things are like shifting quickly for you, if things aren't necessarily making sense, start even changing and say, Lord, is it possible? Am I in a transition? Because when I went to God and I was upset, he said, you don't have to worry about that stuff. You don't have to worry about people that have used you. And that thing hurts. It doesn't matter that you see people that are constantly pushing, but it still hurts. It hurts when somebody uses you. It hurts when you have poured into someone and what they display is the fact that they could care less. But my question now to God is not, God, are you testing me? It's, Lord, am I in a transition? God, what level are you taking me to? Listen, y'all, it's about relationship. Lord, what is it that I'm not seeing in the middle of this situation? Like sometimes that's what it is. It's not always the test. It's not always that you're in the middle of warfare. Listen, look, We war, we wrestle not against flesh and blood. So I already have the understanding that the enemy does not want me to be successful. You better believe that. He doesn't want you to be successful. He doesn't want you to reach your potential. The enemy doesn't want you to know who you are. He doesn't want you to know who you were created to be. So are you going to be at war with the enemy? Absolutely. But guess what? You don't always have cannonballs that are being flung at you. So listen, if you find yourself feel like you are constantly in warfare, start shifting that thing. God, am I just in the middle of transition? Are you trying to take me from here to there to the next level? Like, Lord, what is it that you're doing? And be ready for the unexpected thing, right? I expected that my first publication that was really going to burst on the scene was going to be the She Wins publication. Y'all, I even tried at one point and it just wasn't working. And then the Lord said, no, Anointed Author Magazine. That's what the Lord spoke. So be ready that when you're in the middle of transition, that where God takes you is not always going to look like what you anticipated. It's not always going to be what you thought it was going to be, but just know that you're going to end up at the right spot at the right time, as long as you're open and you're ready for God to move. So it didn't necessarily look like, but I said, God, I'm open. Whatever it is that you want me to do, I want to give you glory. I want to bring your name glory. Y'all, you know, my mantra is I was created to make God famous. Y'all, if you remember, I wrote the book back in 2015. I was created to make God famous. And all of you, we've been put here literally to make God famous. Curleen said, I needed this message. Look, y'all, we find ourselves in transition. We don't understand what it is. Is there sometimes a test in transition? Absolutely. There could be a test in transition. Sometimes the Lord wants you to learn how to trust him. Can you trust me when your money is not flowing as freely as it has flowed in the past? Can you trust me when you find yourself in isolation? Can you trust me that you may have had to walk away from some things, and I've told you to close a door on some things and on some people and on some places? Can you trust me? Is there a test? Sometimes you're feeling tested because you're like, God, I don't want to do this. But understand, y'all, you know, I think sometimes I think that it can be very religious sometimes for us to feel like we're always supposed to go through something and that we are supposed to be joyful about it. And every step of the way is not always joyful until you recognize why you're in it, right? So that's why I'm saying to you, ask God, what is going on right now? Is this a test? Have I pulled away from you? Am I in the middle of transition? Lord, are you trying to teach me something, right? Because he'll reveal to you what is taking place. But also when you find yourself in that place, right? Even if you feel like he's not answering you as quickly, stay in his face. You know, Dr. Hall, what do I do when I don't feel like he's answering me? Stay in his face. Stay in his face. Huh? I'm going to tell you something. When I feel like I have pulled away, or I feel like, honestly, if I feel like I'm going through like a temptation, or you know, when I'm feeling somewhat separated, sometimes those are moments when I will fast. How many of y'all know fasting's for you? Fasting increases it. You literally are killing your flesh. You kill your flesh and you posture yourself in a space so that you can totally hear God. Fasting, you know, people say fasting is not about what you eat, but it is about what you eat. What are you eating on? If you're denying your flesh the ability to eat something, then what are you eating on when it comes to God? What exactly are you eating on when it comes to God, right? And so when I find myself in a place where if I feel disconnected, when I don't understand what's happening, I will posture myself. Fasting helps me to posture myself in a space to really hear him, right? Fasting is for you, and it's not for you to tell everybody. Y'all would have no idea how long I've been fasting. Those that are my mentees that are part of my mentorship, they know. But I don't go around telling people, yeah, y'all, I'm fasting. Were you trying to get the glory that you're fasting? Do you want a cookie because you've decided to fast? Absolutely not. This is about you building up your relationship with the Lord. This is about being able to hear him clearly. Yes, Curleen says it's our secret weapon, fasting. Y'all listen, fasting and prayer. Fasting and prayer, getting in his face. Fasting helps you to kill your flesh and to posture yourself at his feet. If you're not going to pray, if you're not going to try to be in your word, because see, like at one point I found myself fasting and I was just fasting. And so I kind of took myself off of that fast because I said, okay, this has become an eating habit for me. Like it wasn't a sacrifice, because at one point I had fasted. I was on a particular fast for a certain time of day. I was on a fast and it spanned probably about 4 or 5 months. And when I realized, like, okay, when I felt like it had become easy for me, my answer was not to extend the time, but it was, okay, I'll take myself off of this. But if I find myself in a place, I'm trying to tell y'all something. Y'all singles, you trying to keep yourself right? Listen, those of you that are married and you're having difficulty keeping yourself right, fast. I'm trying to tell you, get yourself in a posture where you can kill your flesh. You can tell your flesh what to do. It's hard, but you can still tell your flesh what to do. You can do that. And so, I will do that. And so oftentimes if I don't feel like I'm really hearing God, I'll fast. Lord, I want to hear you. Is it something that I'm doing? So when you fast, make sure that you increase your prayer life. Y'all be praying. Make sure that you stay in his face. Get in your word. Even if you say, Lord, now you can pray and say, God, I'm going to dedicate this fast to you. Because see, when I decide to fast, I dedicate it to the Lord. Lord, I'm dedicating this fast to you. I put an assignment on what it is that I'm doing, right? I put an assignment on that. Lord, this is what I'm coming to you for. This is what I'm laying before you, right? So if you find yourself in transition, God, this is what I'm laying before you. We came on here talking about Anointed Author Magazine. Some of y'all are in the process of writing. If you're in the process of writing your book, you're feeling stuck, whatever it is. So Lord, whatever it is, you put that before him. You put that before him. I see you, Carlene said, listen, there are things that I'm having to fast for. Lay that before him, right? Whatever it is, lay it before him. So if you're working on the book, all that stuff, y'all fast if you can't. But even if you go before him, Lord, I want to fast. You can ask the Lord, is there a particular is there a chapter? Is there a book in the Bible that I need to be reading? Whatever that is, right? And commit to reading. Y'all, my father, I remember I went to my father, y'all know him, Pastor Ralph Johnson, and I was just like, Dad, I don't feel like I read my word enough. Tanya said, oh, you were on my street. Yo, I didn't expect to necessarily go here. I really just wanted to showcase the magazine, but God always knows what he always knows. He always knows. He always knows. I love that. I love that. He always knows. And what was I saying? Oh, I had gone to my father. It was a long time ago, but I had gone to him and I was like, Dad, I don't feel like I read my word enough. How do you do? Because y'all, my father loves the word. My father is a lover of the word, and he will lock himself in his office. And yeah, Tanya says, yes, he does. He does. He will lock himself in his office and he will just be in his word, just him and God. And my father, he teaches every single week. He has his own ministry where he'll do, Bible study on Fridays. He teaches Sunday school. Like, he counsels people. He is just so incredible. And my father will, and he still makes time for God. And I was like, I don't like, how do you do that? And at the time I was having difficulty. And my dad was like, he said, if you just commit to 10 verses a day, 10 verses, right? See, sometimes we think we got to, y'all listen, y'all know I'm the home girl. I'm gonna curl up and put my legs in the chair. Okay. And, and sometimes we think that we have to sit around and read for an entire hour. And that's not always the case. It's not. Start small. Even when it comes to your prayer life, if you dedicate your time, Lord, I'm going to dedicate a specific time a day, especially during the fast. I'm going to dedicate this. I'm going to have an appointment with you. My mother is incredible. My mother has a standing appointment with the Lord, y'all, early in the morning. While everybody else is still asleep, she has a standing appointment with him. And she sets her clock, she gets up, and she has a meeting with the Lord. Right? So for those who are having difficulty, you're trying to figure out, well, how do I increase my prayer life? How do I increase my reading? Those are some examples there. Some people, you may need to have the discipline of reading. right? Like, okay, I'm going to read from this time to this time. I'm going to give myself 15 minutes to read. Or as my dad said, I'm going to give myself 10 verses a day. Pick a book. Pick a book in the Bible and just read it, right? When it comes to your prayer life, Lord, I'm going to dedicate this time to pray. But y'all know we also, even with that, you still can pray like all throughout the day. Y'all don't have to be running around speaking in tongues while you're at work in order to be able to get a prayer through to the Lord. But spend time with him. Spend some time with him. And so it was cool to just hang out with y'all for just a little bit. I only anticipated being on here for maybe 10 or 15 minutes. But again, for those that are just jumping on, I came on to talk about or to showcase the second issue of Anointed Author Magazine. I'm just so proud of it. I'm so proud, y'all. These are some of the incredible authors that are featured. So proud of this. I'm so proud, y'all. I designed this, okay? I'm a graphic designer, y'all. I'm a book publisher. So I literally design every single page. I'm so proud. I am. I'm just very, very proud of it. So definitely please go ahead and get it. It's available over on Amazon. You look for Anointed Author Magazine. And you can, if you can't find that, look for my name, Dr. Tamika Hall. And again, y'all, tomorrow I will be here with LaQuisha Hall. And we're going to be talking all about how she was able to overcome child sexual abuse to build her global ministry of, y'all, not only does she go around speaking, but the Lord has allowed her gifts to truly make room for her, right? So for those of you that you have a unique talent, don't think that it is wasted. Don't think that it is wasted. Nothing is ever wasted. Your pain is not wasted, huh? That thing that you went through, it's not wasted. Nothing is ever wasted. God never wastes anything. He uses everything. So that talent that you have, absolutely, you can glorify God with that. You can. So for those of you that are on Instagram, I won't be live on Instagram. You'll have to either jump on my Facebook, on YouTube, or on my Amazon Live. Yeah, y'all, I'll be going live right from my little Amazon, honey. She got like a little QVC show over on Amazon. Okay, so I love y'all. Yes. I see you over here. You said not wasted. It's not wasted. Your pain is not wasted. There's literally purpose for everything. It is not wasted. God uses everything. He uses everything. He uses everything. Let me see here. Pray to dream. I love that. Y'all, your dreams, put a prayer on it. All your goals, put a prayer on it. Put a prayer. Oh, let me just also tell you, also within this is also, there's a bunch of articles in here about the business/ministry side of publishing. Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Plus Size Divas Magazine. Y'all, this is the way it should be in the kingdom. Y'all, another magazine publisher is congratulating me. Y'all, that's how it should be. Okay. There is a room for everybody. And I love that. I love that, y'all. That is kingdom. That is kingdom. But for those of you that you've been wanting to know how to, I have articles in here, the business side of being an author, how to balance business and ministry, right? The business and ministry side of it. Also, I have an article in here about the difference between self-publishing and traditional publishing, right? So, a lot of people dream about becoming a book, having this big contract where they get an advance and you get money, right? And it's not always like that. So that's called traditional publishing. And so some people, they choose to go the self-publishing route. So there's an article in here that explains the difference between those two. And then also, I also have written an article in here about how to copyright your book, right? How do you actually do that? When should you do it? And how do you do it? Also, we'll walk you through how you actually will register your book for copyright. So y'all, this is a great resource. It's not just about interviews, but it is a great resource that you'll want to have on your shelf. And it's so pretty because my cousin's on here. Such a pretty girl. All right, I love y'all. Remember, you were created to make God famous. He's anointed you to do hard things. And you all have a blessed evening. I'm going to say bye over here on Instagram. All right. And then bye to y'all over here. Thank you guys for hanging out with me.